sometimes you've got to take. When it comes to freedom, you cannot wait. Keep on moving and don't stand still. I don't know about you, but we have the best governor in the United States. Governor Dayton. Do not bully, do not fight. Stand up for what's right. Keep on moving, don't stand still. Practice love, do not hate. Now's the time to integrate. Keep on moving, don't stand still.
Welcome everyone. We're here today because we're speaking up for a kinder, more equitable Minnesota, right? We're here to stand up for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender equality. And we're here to really talk about making Minnesota a state that truly celebrates all people and all families. So I couldn't be prouder than to introduce our next speaker. So this is really an historic day today where we have a sitting governor coming out to speak out for the kind of Minnesota that we all dream about. Governor Mark Dayton is working for a Minnesota we can believe in. Paul Wellstone said, "We all do better when we all do better." Our governor is working endlessly to make that possible. So please join me in giving Governor Mark Dayton a warm welcome.
My advice to you is to keep on moving and don't stand still. But all that energy you have and all the dedication, commitment will warm up even a cold Minnesota spring day. And I'm proud to be here with you, to stand with you, and to pledge that we will continue to work to fulfill the aspirations of Minnesotans and Americans who want the same rights, freedoms, opportunity, respect, dignity, and legal protections and legal opportunities as every other one of their fellow citizens, which is the founding principle of this country. Our founding fathers, and they were fathers, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now we know they had the right ideal, but they didn't have the breadth of vision. They didn't apply that to African American men. They didn't apply that to women. And so the course of social progress in this country, and stops and starts with some retreats, but overall the progress has been to expand and make that ideal available and assured to all Americans, and certainly to all Minnesotans. And that means men of all races and backgrounds and creeds. That means all women. That means everyone. That means all of us. That means all of you and all of us. I hope that this year would provide us with the opportunity to work with a legislative majority that would be leading Minnesota into the future with groundbreaking legislation that would provide for a right to any Minnesotan to marry legally the man or the woman that he or she loves. I believe that day will come, and come soon. For now, unfortunately, we have people who want to take money away from the anti-bullying provisions and protections of our schools. Protections. I will resist as best I possibly conceivably can any attempt to take away money and protections. So they know that they can be true to their own identity, true to the way in which whatever you believe their Creator created them, and you'd be protected and respected as they should be. And same for people of all ages in Minnesota. And so I stand with you, and I'm going to be brief because you have other people to hear from, and I don't want to oppose anybody on hypothermia today. But I will stand with you and we'll work together, and we will achieve that American dream, that American ideal for all Minnesotans, and we'll do it soon. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce a very courageous husband and wife, lost a son very dear to them. I've had the sad occasion to meet them. They're wonderful people, but I wish I hadn't met them under those circumstances. But they're here to share their son's experience and their experience with you, so please join with me in welcoming Jeff and Lori Wilfark to the stage.
If I hold my finger up, I'm going to be crying. So when you see that, I need to pause. And I'm going to read from a script. I hope you're warm enough. Greetings to all, and thank you for the kind introduction, Governor. I have no authority for what I'm about to say. My only claim to fame is that I am the father of a fallen Minnesota soldier, the 18th to die in Afghanistan since 2007. To all of you here in attendance and to all of those who serve in the capital of the great state of Minnesota, I tender these following remarks. Each of you here today are, first and foremost, a human being. You are in all likelihood an American, and you are in all likelihood a Minnesotan. Each and every one of you can be described by height, by weight, by eye color, by hair color, by ethnicity, by gender, and by sexuality. You were born with these things. Not a single descriptor I have stated is a choice. Each of you has chosen a life arc. You choose with whom to associate. You choose your creed, you choose your politics, you choose your work life. These choices each of us make as humans, as Americans, and as Minnesotans. We had a son. He was gay. He didn't choose it. But he did choose, as his life arc, to serve in the Army with the 552nd Military Police Company. We can choose to be American, but we cannot choose to be human. And that takes us to inalienable rights. The very civil rights our Constitution is intended to guarantee. Let us not stumble into the folly of discrimination. Ours is a secular society for a reason, and that is to prevent religious doctrine from clouding our commitment to equal rights. We have not conquered all our difficulties. We have not resolved all of our social ills. We continue to make choices about change. To the immigrants among us, I say welcome. Help us change. Help us with our melting pot. Help us embrace the mosaic of life we humans represent. My son's ancestors immigrated here, and I have not forgotten. To the Minnesota legislature, I ask that you stand tall on principle, on civility, and on the Constitution of Minnesota. And I quote from the Minnesota Bill of Rights, Section 2, Rights and Privileges. No member of this state shall be disenfranchised or deprived of any of the rights or privileges secured to any citizen thereof, unless by the law of the land or the judgment of his peers. I hope my son didn't die for human beings, for Americans, and for Minnesotans who would deny him civil rights. Yeah. If any anti-gay marriage amendment succeeds, I give you my vow that I will fight it to the Supreme Court of Minnesota. In order to answer the question of what is a man, what is a woman, I thank you. But mostly I thank my son, who made me a better human being, a better American, a better Minnesotan. Be good to those you see today. It's the grace of humanity. Thank you.
I want to thank you for being here today. That is torn apart by war, in communities that are seared by violence, there is nothing we need right now more than love. Thank you for loving each other. Thank you for the love you give to this community. Thank you for knowing that someday your love will be met with equal justice and the equal rights you deserve. We stand with you. Are you willing to continue to tell that message? We need to continue to talk about the core value here is love, but we also simply need to talk common sense. Let me give you a good one. At the end of the day, I go home from my office, and it's not always an easy day, and at home is my wife. And my wife, Megan, sits at the dinner table. She listens to me moan and complain, and helps put me back into the office the next day. And in return, the citizens of Minneapolis share my benefits with my wife. That is fair and just. At the end of the day, in the next office to me, my chief of staff, Jeremy Hanson Willis, goes home to Sam. Same issue, same problem. Sam does every single thing that Megan does, but the citizens of Minneapolis cannot provide the equal rights to Jeremy and Sam because of state law. That's wrong. In the office on the other side of me, John Stiles, my communications director, same issues, goes home to his partner, Javier. Same things that Javier does, that Megan does, but again, the same equal rights cannot be extended to him. That is not fair, and what you have just heard is one of 515 pieces of law in the state of Minnesota that discriminate against people because of their sexual orientation. That is wrong. We must continue to fight for that, for the legal change and for the equity and the marriage that everybody in this state deserves. We are here to fight with that. We're going to talk about that, but we need to also remember a great thing that Jim Dirkmanian, who leads Plymouth Church, said once in trying to counsel people to the hate they so often hear when they're fighting for this love. And he reminded people that history is on our side, that hate represents the final gasp of a dying dragon as it waves its tail and is about to finally lay to the ground where it belongs. History is on our side. This world is too dangerous for anything but hope and too small for anything but love. Love each other. We love you. Let's fight for rights together. Thank you so much.
Children, let's try to come out of the closet, and then you will be free. If your family turns away, come join our family. Let's fight for human rights. Get on board. Children, get on board. in this land of equality. Keep on moving and don't stand still. Sometimes you got to give, sometimes you got to take. When it comes to freedom, you just cannot wait. Keep on moving.